Hi guys, and welcome to this video. We will take a look at 1993 Yamaha XT 600. Let me show it to you. I've got it right here. As I said, it's 1993 Yamaha XT 600. It's set for a long time. The previous owner said that he wanted to make it running again, and he never got time to do that, so it's set for 6 years, and then it's set before him for another 6 years. So apparently that bike set for 12 years. You know as much as I do about it, just knew that it was sitting. So let me start with putting the kickstand on it, because I already sold that kickstand from this bike to a customer, and I found that I have 2 more of those kickstands in my stash. I will probably not attach this spring, because the bike will get parted out anyway, so I will just install this center screw and a kickstand, and I will move bikes around, get this bike into the center of the shop, and continue from there. I will speed this process for you a little. Okay, so I reinstalled the side stand, and now I can take a closer look at this bike. At the first glance, you can see that this muffler here, it's not original. It's from some kind of newer model bike. The automatic decompression system and the starter lever are missing. This is the cable for the automatic decompression. So somebody was fiddling with this bike before me. There is no oil in the system. The starter is not original for this bike. It's jimmicked somehow to this frame, and the coil is not original from this bike. Somebody was here under the valve cover. As you can see, it wasn't the starter bike from the beginning. It was just a starter lever, a kickstart bike, and this cover is not original for the bike. The plugs are disconnected for the charging system, and I believe this is a neutral switch. Yes, it is. It's unplugged right here. The engine is not bolted down right here. The carburetor is missing its acceleration pump. Oh, and the collector pipes are missing too. So I will probably start with that I remove this service cap, and I will try to spin the engine over with the ratchet to see if it's not locked up, and I'm not doing this video for nothing. For the removal of this cap, you will need a big flathead screwdriver. This is the biggest of my screwdrivers, so I will try to do that. And just unscrew it. Under here you will have a nut that's holding the flywheel to the crankshaft. It's 19 millimeter, and I will use a ratchet to spin the engine over. The most engines are right-handed or clockwise spinning. The engine is spinning over freely, and it seems that it has a decent compression. So my next step will be adding an oil. I will torque down all the screws around, torque this oil hose, and I also find out that almost all the screws on the flywheel cover are missing, so I will add some screws to that, and then we'll pour in some engine oil, some motor oil. Alright, after a little incident, I'm back. I was trying to get a better shot of the bike, and I was reversing with my camera, and I tripped over this equipment and I fell on my back. Because I was sick last week and I'm still very weak, so I felt and hurt my back a little. But anyway, I bolted down this cover. I tried to use as many same bolts as I could, but I have to use two 8mm heads instead of these Allen wrench heads. I will now pour the engine oil in. This bike has what we call a dry crankcase, because the most of the oil is situated in here in the frame, in this frame tube and this frame reservoir, and it's pumped through the crankcase with pressurized system. Use a funnel, don't be a messy Joe like me. But hey, it's not leaking on the ground. That's it. That's the main thing here. Still nothing on the dipstick. Okay, now it's showing that it's overfilled. I will spin it a little bit and we will see how much of the oil will lose. I probably overfilled it a little bit, but it doesn't matter. I will drain it anyway. So I will get my Hummingbird, my booster pack here, and we'll go from there. The Mr. Hummingbird is in place. I'm anxious to see if the starter that's not belonging to this bike will actually crank it and will not fly out of the bike. So cover your eyes. 1, 2, 3. He's too weak for the bike. No, he is not. cranking. The next step will be on, and of course I added some anti-spill countermeasures. The next step will be that I will connect the wires for the ignition system on the other side. I will add a battery and we'll check for a spark. This system's using a permanent magneto system with a Hall sensor on the crankcase. The battery here is just stabilized. It works like a capacitor for the system of the bike. Okay, let me see if all the connectors. This one looks like he's from there. This is a neutral switch. I will plug that a little later. This 3-wire plug is for your charging system. That represents the 3 coils, 3-phase system. These 3 wires are the sending unit for the CDI. Alright, all the connections are plugged in. Now for the battery. I don't know what I will do with the battery yet, because this battery is very small. I have only a bigger batteries. So what I probably will end up doing, I will add another leads to this, and I will put the battery on the ground, and I will connect an additional battery to this. I have the battery connected. I made a little post for the battery out of the batteries, and as always all my leads are black. So let's see if we will have some power. And yes, we've got a power. Oh my lord. Do the light switches works? Yes, the light is shining. Oh yeah, high low. High and low is working also, but the indicator of high beam doesn't work. Indicators are not present, so I will check the spark. I pulled the spark plug out of the engine. I have this tool which I made up a long ago from an old spark plug and this cone shape 18mm tube wrench. So now if there is a tight spot like here, I can use a regular wrench to unscrew the spark plug. The spark plug is black, it's fouled up, but I don't care. We will try if we have the spark, and if we do, I will pour some gasoline down the engine and we'll try to fire it up. So we have spark. Let's try to pour a little gasoline in. I have a old injection here with a hose, and I will just stick the hose inside the spark plug hole, and I will squirt in a couple milliliters of fuel. Reinstall the spark plug and hopefully the bike should puff out some smoke. I want to warn you, because I don't have any downpipes, any collectors on here. This will be much louder than my voice, so if it will start, lower your volume for the safety measures. Get the ignition back on, and here we go. So that didn't happen. The starter was not strong enough to crank over the fuel, and you probably can see that the fuel leak out of the exhaust. So I will do another try. Another thing that I will try, I will pop this inspection cover for the intake manifold pressure, and I will pour the gasoline through the intake manifold. Yeah, I want to pop it with needle nose pliers, but I don't have those, so I will have to fight it a little. I stuck a piece of hose on that intake manifold, and I will pump a little gasoline once the engine is spinning. We have air, we have compression, we have spark, so it should make boom. Okay, so it started. Do you want to see some flames? I bet you do. There you have it, some action, and we have a bad oil leak here. I know that there is a missing copper. This one copper washer is missing. I will reinstall the header pipes because I think that there was enough show for today. What do you think? Should I push my luck and try to pour the gasoline right into the carburetor, or should I wait and do it properly, clean the carburetor? I think I will push my luck and I will try to pour it in right away. Alright, I'm pushing my luck with not pulling the carburetors and pulling the gasoline straight in. Every time I do push my luck, it bites me in my butt, so I think it will not work and the gasoline will run all over the floor and I will have to do this and pull the carburetor anyway. And like that, it's running all over the floor. Stop it, stop it! Okay, it look like the tapping did the trick. I will try to start it. The choke is on, the game is on. And it didn't work. Alright, my camera battery will probably die, so I will remove the carburetors. You have to unscrew the throttle cables. It's 10 millimeters, and then 4 Phillips head clamps, 2 on intake manifold, 2 on the airbox manifold. I will tune back in after I remove the carburetors. I will probably go and recharge my battery. The gasoline nowadays is so eco-friendly that you will grow a meadow inside your carburetor. The gasoline that's coming out of the carburetor is this is still a liquid substance, but I think inside the carburetor it will be a whole nother story and we will see a bunch of green goo. And like that, they are out. On this machine it's fairly simple. You just unbolt one bolt here, 3 bolts up top. The airbox will slide a little backwards and you will extract them out. So let's see what they are hiding inside. This bike is using a dual setup. This has one directly mechanically through the cables operated valve body, and one that is operated pneumatically by the force of intake and has linkages that are merged together, and the linkage that is operating the first valve body is opening the butterfly on the second carburetor, so the vacuum can travel on top of the diaphragm and make a vacuum there, suck the valve body up, and the main jet is located here and it's fed through this little hose on the bottom of the second carburetor. I will crack them open and I will show you the internals. Do you have the courage to look inside? Order 227 was issued, comrade. There is no step back. So I will just gently push. Come on. I will have to set you down on this. Oh yeah, it's nasty. It's pretty nasty. All the jets are gummed up, and we have a little bit of some, I don't know how to, this almost looks like the fuel is burnt. It almost look like the fuel was burning inside here. I will give it a little scrub and I will tune in later. I clean out the bowl. The bowl is now a little cleaner. What I really need is ultrasonic cleaner, but I don't have the money to spend on that. The inside of the carburetor are pretty nasty. I don't know if you can see that on the video, but it was a bit greenish color inside, and the jets are also pretty gummy. The biggest issue I'm having is that I don't have a small screwdriver to extract the idle circuit jet. That will be a little problematic. I will try to find a little screwdriver like that, but if I don't have that screwdriver, I will just pour gasoline inside, blow it through, hope for the best. It's another day and I'm sitting right before my heater and I'm trying to extract the last thing that is blocking this motorcycle from running, and it's the idle jet. The idle jet is really caked in, and maybe the couple last threads are a little bit messed up, and I was not able to get it out yet. I will try and I will keep you updated. The idle jet is out and she is disgusting. I will try to clean the carburetor as good as I can, and then we will reassemble it and try it on the bike. What I really need is ultrasonic cleaner. There is one for like $1,000 right now, and it's a really good one. It's used, but it's a really high quality model. The original sticker price on that ultrasonic cleaner is like $5,000. So I really want to buy that. Let me know in the comment section, will you buy a used ultrasonic cleaner for $1,000? Write it down in the comments. I blew the carburetor with compressed air, and I think I'm ready to reassemble it back together. If you are curious what are those little pigs that I have for cleaning the jets, my mother used to work for a lady dentist, and the lady dentist, she was really nice to me, and she gave me all her equipment that was outdated, that she couldn't use on the patients anymore. And also she gave me a lot of presents for my birthday and Christmas and so on. But she passed away this year, and I will get no more of this stuff. So, but I think you can still buy these little pigs. They are for cleaning your dental channels, your roots of your teeth in your mouth. If you have dead teeth and they need to clean the root, so they use this. I will reassemble the carburetors, put it back on the machine, and we'll try it. Oh, and here is the Here is the sludge that came out of that. And like this, with the magic of editing, the carburetors are back together. I will put them back on the bike. I will set you down. I will get you a nice angle at my struggle, and we'll try the second time. And like that, 12 minutes of struggle for me. Hopefully with the magic of editing, no more than 2 or 3 minutes for you. I didn't bother to put the air ducts from the airbox back in properly, because this bike will get parted out anyway, and this is only for testing purposes. So I will reconnect the fuel, turn it on, turn the power back on, turn the booster, the Hummingbird, back on, and we'll try to crank it. Power is on, the choke is on, the fuel is in. If the booster pack will not turn off the circuit breaker, we should make this thing start. Attempt number 3. Oh my god. Přidal si jim. Mám jich tam několik tisíc, takže je to možné. Jo, takhle, tady to nechci vidět, nejsem u počítače, ale určitě tam ještě budou tyhle ty svody. Pokud byste je chtěl poslat na dobírku, tak cena poštovního tam je 150 korun. Jo, to je nějaká 99, jakoby no, tam by to mělo sedět, do toho lámalo se to ten nový model šel až 2001, 2002, tam vlastně, jo. So there you have it, 1993 Yamaha XT 600. Will it run? Yes, it will. I did a little bit of mistake. I had to tear the carburetors back again because every time I clean the carburetor, I try to blow through the gas inlet and try if the float is sealing properly. This time I did not do that because I was sick the week prior to this, and I'm still sick today and was throwing all over the place, and it doesn't really help when you have gasoline in your mouth. So I didn't do that. The carburetors didn't take any gasoline, and that's why we had to do that again. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, share, subscribe. The subscription will always help me, and I will see that you have interest in my videos, and I will produce a little bit more of them. I didn't have much luck at Copart. I lost 2 auctions, and the 30 motorcycles that are for sale these 2 months in all over the Germany, that's too little number to make any difference. And I have a couple videos in my pocket for you, and I'm also thinking about magnet fishing in the summer. So stay tuned for that. Be safe out there. I'm out of here. Bye. Mysterious voice activated. Next time on Will It Run, we take this 1998 Yamaha Dragstar, and we partied out. What did you expect?